begin the zoning Board of Appeals meeting at
Right now it's
whatever time.
7:01.
Okay, that's 7:01.
Mhm.
So first order of business, has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes from last meeting? And are there any comments?
I think they look good. I make a motion to approve.
Okay, so Mark made a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Justin seconded, and you have that, Daphne? Then we'll all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so motion carries. Do you, Mark or Daphne, have any other information that you'd like to cover before we begin the public hearing?
I do not.
Okay.
No.
And Daphne, would you be able to read the agenda for this evening, please?
Yeah, so for tonight we have 7609 Terrace Avenue. The owners, Arthur and Megan Walela, are requesting a zoning variance from the side and rear setback to rebuild a two-car garage on their property. The two-car garage will be located 2 feet from the west side lot line. It's 3 feet measured to the wall. And at the closest point, 10 feet from the rear setback, and it's 11 feet measured to the wall. And generally, we require a minimum of 8-foot setback and a 30-foot rear setback. All other dimensions, lot coverage are met with the garage.
Okay. All right, thank you. So with that, I'd like to begin the public hearing at, Daphne, if you could state the time, please.
Yes, it's 7:02.
Okay, thank you. Daphne had reviewed that the agenda item for this evening. Do you or Mark have any other information from zoning or the city that you'd like to share with the board before we listen to the application?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay. If there are any other participants to the meeting tonight, other than the applicants that wish to speak, you will have an opportunity to do so after we hear the applicant's presentation. So with that, if we have an applicant, I believe, Megan, you are on. If your husband would like to state your name and then please present your variance request.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. My name is Megan Walela.
Hi everyone, and I'm Arthur.
And I appreciate your time tonight. We are hoping to build a 2-car detached garage at our property, which we bought a couple of months ago. This is a 2-flat property, so we own the building and live on the bottom unit, and then we have tenants who are above us. So there's the potential to have 4 cars in our driveway. And currently all of those park on the slope of our driveway. So it's a bit unsightly. And there used to be a garage here 2 owners ago. As you can see on this, well, not in those photos, but thank you. What we understand from our neighbors is that the garage became dilapidated and previous owners demolished it. So the owners before us, they didn't have the garage there, and they reconfigured the exterior stairs to the upper unit. And so our plan for the garage now reflects where we'd like to locate the garage given those exterior stairs. And we've situated the garage to be in line with our neighbor's garage to the west. And so we'd like to build a 24 by 22 foot garage so that we can park 2 vehicles, one for us and one for our tenants. And this would allow us to maintain our home in a more sightly way and store our lawnmower and shovels and all of that. So we are requesting the variance from the side setback and the rear setback. And as hopefully you saw from our application materials, our neighbors to the west and to the south have provided letters of support for our project. We've talked through our plans with them, and so those letters were included in the application. So we'd be happy to answer questions you might have or share any additional information that you would like.
Okay, thank you. Any board members, do you have any questions for the applicants?
Well, I was glad to see this is to me, was a very good application. It also included the hardship and a few other things. So if we can quick go over the hardship. It's pretty obvious, but.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we all love Wisconsin winters, but it's also nice to park vehicles in a garage so that they are protected from the elements year round. And so in 2022 now, not having a garage in this climate makes it challenging. It can be slippery walking on the driveway, getting to the garage. And then given this is a 2-flat, we are not able to offer the same amenities to our tenants as a lot of other rentals in the area. So we'd like to be able to offer that for our tenants too.
Mhm.
And then I guess I should also probably mention storage as well for modern lifestyle.
Daphne, can you go to the site plan, please?
Yeah.
I guess I had a question, Mark, for zoning variance requests, do they need a certified survey map?
No, it's
They do not.
incumbent on the applicant to build their property, build their project in conformance with all city regulations. We always encourage a survey if they, to help provide that assurance. But if they are comfortable with if they know where their lot lines are and are willing to take on that responsibility for where positioning their building according to what they submitted in their plans, that's on them. So we don't require it.
Okay, Megan, do you have any elevations of your garage? Yeah, and I just asked because there's certain requirements we have to hit for if you have like a gable end, how tall that can be.
No, we don't at this point. Just that we would plan to have it be 15 feet high using a 312 slope.
15 feet high from, is that inside clear in your garage or to the top of the peak of the garage?
To the top of the peak.
Okay.
And I just was wondering why the platted lot line is different than the rear lot line. Do we have any explanation of that, Mark or Megan?
I think it's a good question, and I wish that I knew the answer to it. The survey that we have from the previous owners, I don't know why there's that discrepancy.
Mark Opitz, do you have any?
I'm not as familiar with the application as Daphne is, but if we look at it, I will try and help you. And maybe Daphne, you can respond in the meantime if you notice this. I've been on vacation and Daphne has been shepherding this one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either about the plat. Maybe it had something to do with, I know like some of those lots on, I think is that Aurora, that's like that cul-de-sac, they were like some of the original ones. So that might be like an original plat line, and then they like got rid of a lot in between or something, but I'm not too sure.
Well, I think that we will, as a stipulation, have to confirm that, or else this whole exercise is moot.
I think
Right.
that's reasonable. Yep, that's very reasonable.
All right.
So is that something that Daphne is going to dig into to see what that is? The platted lot line?
Yeah, I can definitely look into what we have on city records for that.
Is that something that we can say we will approve of this variance request contingent upon that information being confirmed, or do
Mhm.
we have to delay everything?
I think that's the way we should do it.
Right. I would agree.
We have to keep in mind also that this is built on a basically, oh, well, that's a good question. Megan, the garage that was there, is there a foundation left or is this the exact same foundation? Do you know that?
No, there isn't a foundation.
Okay. It
There's,
looked pretty big in the
I think
photographs.
in the details in the packet, it said the old garage was 22 by 22.
that's my best estimate. I looked at historical Google images and used the measure tool. So I don't have any other ideas for how to get more accurate dimensions, but that's what I think it was based on this.
Yeah.
But Daphne or Mark, this is Dave. Can I speak, or I'm not voting? I think you've got a quorum without me, so I may not be able to speak to this.
I think we need you for quorum. Yeah, I only see 5, including you.
Oh, okay, all right, very good.
So I hope you've been
Daphne-
paying attention.
Daphne, can you go to? Yeah, I'd love to speak. Yeah, go to Exhibit 3 if you would, Daphne.
Yeah,
What your answer might be, if you see the yellow lines that represent, I'm assuming the lot lines for all the properties in there, this one extends past the 2 on the east and the west.
mhm,
You might find that some prior owner purchased additional footage from the neighbor to the south and extended their lot line. It might be as simple as that, but at least if this diagram is correct, that's what it looks like, is this lot is deeper than the 2 on each side of it.
Yeah, good find.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking the Dane County GIS map.
yeah. And I looked up the legal description and it's saying, you know, part of, like, it's 10-foot part of, you know, the lot behind it. So it is in the legal description. So I think, you know, that survey map that Megan had supplied to us is correct.
Could you go to the street view once, Daphne, to kind of see the slope of the property?
Yeah. Are you thinking about this one?
No, I
or-
think that's fine. So I guess, Megan, are you going to have, some landscaping and grading done if the variance is approved to just manage the stormwater coming down that hill from the back?
Yeah, that would be the plan. I think that the survey elevation contours show about a 3-foot change from where the garage would be. So that we would be extending the concrete driveway from where it stops currently up to where the garage would begin to be able to pull into the garage. And then I personally have been interested in introducing more native plants to our yard. We've owned it since October, but the landscaping could help with that, with drainage.
Okay. Do any of the other board members have any other questions of the applicant?
Paul, I have just one more.
Oh, sure.
One concern would be what is your plan to address runoff, water runoff from the garage roof? You're so close to the neighbor's garage. I'm assuming some of that water comes over on your side and you would create the same issue going back, I would believe. So.
Yeah, I think the idea would be that I guess you can't really see it from this photo from winter, but that it would run down the driveway and the grassy area in between our lot and the neighbor's lot. Just kind of like it does at the moment. So I guess we don't have a more systematic plan than that for the drainage at this point.
Okay.
Are
Thank
the pitch of the roof going to the side? Like, is the water running down the sides or at the front and the back?
The east and the west sides.
Okay, so it won't be, the water draining off will be hitting impervious surfaces, not going directly onto your concrete drive.
Right.
Or pervious, sorry, I misspoke.
Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't look, they're not planning on changing the grade.
Right.
So, whatever is existing is gonna remain, so.
Mhm.
Obviously, we're going to be keeping the same amount of rainfall, but it'll just be concentrated where the eaves are, so it looks like it should flow like it was before.
Mhm. Any other questions from the board members to the applicants? If not, I'd like to close the public, well, actually, first, just ask, is there anyone else on the call that would like to comment on the application?
We don't see any, and we also have not received any statements from the public regarding this matter.
I think there were 2 letters of support from the neighbors behind and to the.
Mhm.
I meant
west.
other statements besides what was in
Oh,
your.
okay, all right, thanks. So at that point, I'd like to close the public portion at 7:17, and we can discuss as a board.
All right, we lucked out again. Last meeting, we had a really good application. This is a very good application, in my opinion, too. It addresses everything that we usually ask for.
Mhm.
Has plenty of good documentation. I don't see any problem with it, other than confirming the location and the height.
Oh,
I
the
think
location of the property line and the height of the garage.
Right, but remember, the height of the garage will be determined and scrutinized when they apply for the building permit, so
Right.
not even our issue.
I agree with, I think it's a really easy one. I think because of the existing stairs, because of the kind of difficulty with street parking,
Yeah.
and the fact that people need a garage. I mean, it's in line with the driveway already. I think it's an easy one.
I think it keeps the character of that portion of the street. It's consistent with the garages on either side of it. And it, although not directly after it was demolished, it does replace a garage that was already on site in the same location, from what we can tell.
I agree with everyone. I think the other issue is that seems to be addressed is it does not impede fire or rescue access if there was an emergency there. They can still pretty much do the same thing they'd have without it.
Excellent, so I'll make a motion if we're ready.
And before we take, okay, Mark made a motion. Is there
Oh, there
a
we go.
second?
Well, my motion is to approve the variance for the addition of the detached garage.
Okay, any comment on the hardships?
I think
For
there's
one, I would suggest we remove the parking outside as a hardship. I think that's something that many people do in our climate, so I don't necessarily consider that a hardship. But I certainly think the other ones, in addition to, bringing this property up to adjacent property standards, they're pretty much the only property owner without a garage. So there is a safety and security and storage of materials as well.
Paul, I didn't understand your first point about removing what as a hardship?
Well, parking outside. I don't know if I want that on the record as a hardship.
But then
Well,
you said,
that's debatable.
but then you said they would need a garage. So that's why those seem contrary to,
Oh, okay, let me think.
that's why I didn't follow you.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I guess
every-
I'm saying-
In the past, we've been consistently saying that a garage is one of the requirements, basically, in this day and age. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't think that's really that viable.
So Paul, were you adding to Mark's motion?
No, I'm agreeing with the motion. I'm just, if we're listing hardships, I was just questioning listing parking a vehicle outside. If that is a hardship.
But then you said this is the only garage or only property without a garage and we need a
Right,
garage.
right. And I was just kind of adding to the fact that, you know, the applicant is adding the garage because they're the only property owner in that area that does not have a garage. I guess it's a matter of semantics. We can,
I just don't know how to record that. Those seem contradictory to me, and I'm not trying to be argumentative.
yeah, no, I get it.
I'm not trying, it just comes naturally.
So do we
Well, I
still
guess,
need,
let me just retract that comment then.
do we still need a second? Because I'll second if it hasn't been.
Yeah, we do need a second.
Okay, that's me.
Okay, Katie seconded. All in
And I
favor?
just,
Oh.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Daphne.
Oh, I just wanted to, I pulled up the plat map and this property is, lot 5 on the street. So, I mean, this isn't really old as I said, this is like one of the original plats in Middleton. So you can see all the property lines were in line. And then the legal description says 10 feet of lot 3. So they do have that, you know, extra 10 feet on the rear. So I think the survey map that Megan had submitted is correct. And so that line that that is showing in the survey map is this, you know, original plat line.
So we can consider,
Slaughter Street,
Or-
huh?
Slaughter Street, yeah, where the slaughterhouse was. So were we going to add that, that we have to confirm that 10 feet or
can we
Are we
consider
okay with
that confirmed?
that's considered confirmed?
I'm comfortable with the evidence that Daphne has found.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
We
in
have a-
either
And
case,
that's what the hearing notice was based on, Daphne, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So
It's just not clear to me what the minutes, what the motion, what the hardships, I mean, you each listed, Katie mentioned the existing stairs, limited street parking, lack of, which I'm not sure that actually, maybe that's Paul, what you were getting at. Maybe that's not as much of a hardship, but the lack of the garage, there were also comments about this is in line with the existing driveway and on the replacing the previous garage that was on the property, same location. Consistent with garage on each side.
Mhm.
Those are all,
prevent the need to park on Terrace.
Yep.
Avenue.
yeah, that one makes me a little less comfortable. I'm a little less comfortable with that, but because I mean, there's room on their property to park anyway right now, right? So I don't know that,
4 cars, hopefully you're the first one out if you're parked in back.
Yeah.
I see your
Right.
point. Well,
Yeah.
but the presence of a garage is still is not going to change that.
Right.
So that's, I
Um,
don't think it's
Can
related.
we say security for other items, snow removal equipment, bicycles, etc.?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much in agreement that a
Yeah.
garage it's pretty much a given that should be allowed.
I would
So
agree.
storage, cars, shovels, snow plows, things like that are fine. So Mark, do you have enough for your,
Yeah,
for your
well,
notes?
we'll the summary, I think, if that's what the motion was based on by Mark, what you said. So, okay.
Okay, we had a motion and we had a second. Any further discussion? If not, we can take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Very good. It was nice application.
And Mark, if
Thank
you
you.
could stick around after the meeting, I have a question for you,
Okay.
Sure.
unrelated.
Yeah.
Thanks, Megan and Arthur. Good luck.
All right,
Thanks.
guys.
There's still time for ice skating tonight.
Yeah. Hey, did you paint the house, by the way?
We did, yeah.
It looked
Yeah, what a
fantastic.
really nice
yeah,
job.
it does look really nice.
Really made it look nice.
Thanks.
looks
I
great.
picked the color, so.
I love the little yellow detail
Oh,
at the
thanks.
peaks.
My God.
Yeah, that's artistic. I love it.
I'll have to look at it.
Very
Thanks,
nice.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a nice
Have a good
weekend.
night.
You bet.
Too. Take care.
Take care.
So if
Enjoy your
there's,
ice skating.
If there's no other, agenda items we need to cover with the zoning board, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Stick around, Mark.
All right,
Yep.
thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
thanks. Take care.
Everyone. Bye.
Goodbye. Want to stop the recording, Daphne, since the meeting's done?
Sure.